We do e-time cards and time management, and the thing that we found is I've been doing construction for 43 years. I bought my first dump truck when I was 17 years old. So everybody says, hey, go out, be your own boss, it'll be easy, everything's great. The thing that I found is in the construction trade industry, we're really good at what we do, but we don't pay a close attention to the tools that we have that's available to us. So at ClearTask Solutions, it was built and the company come out of a need for my other company. Some of my biggest headaches was paying my guys. Everybody wants to get paid. You don't think it's a big deal. We need to do the job. We need to make sure the job's done right. But come payday, trying to get my guys' hours was crucial. I was always going, come on guys, it's a time card. You write it down. And then they would hand it in and I would look at it and I'm like, where did we write this? I mean, it's not that hard to write down hours, and it was scribbled, it was messy. I don't know if it was coffee, I don't know if it was donuts. I don't know what happened to half of these time cards. And they would hand them to me and I'd be like, dude, I mean, we're construction guys, we work in dirt. I'm not touching that. That's just nasty. And so I would, have them put it in a pile and I would pass it on to my secretary or whoever is doing my payroll, aka my wife for a lot of time. And then my wife would look at me and she goes, I'm not touching that. Then that's not going to happen. And so we'd get the rubber gloves and the tongs and we'd start going through it. And then trying to figure out their scribble marks, what job they was on, and me going, I'm pretty sure I was there Wednesday at 7 o'clock and I didn't see Tom. Tom wasn't there. So with ClearTask Solutions, what we've done, we've been able to make an app. And so your guys, when they come up to the job to sign in, they just click a button. The thing that's nice about that, we take a geolocation where they're at. So if they're coming and signing in and saying, all right, I'm here, you need to start paying me, are they at the Maverick? Because usually that's kind of where they are. They're like, well, I know I put down 7 o'clock, but I'll get the job about 7:30 and I'm just going to start my time at 7. So you can actually see where they're at when they start their time. Quick reference notes. They're able to put down notes on their app of what's going on. So if they're late, if they had a problem on the job, they can actually tell you why their hours maybe aren't aligning with what you think they need to be. And so that saves all the time work disputes. How many of you guys out there had your employees come up and say, I'm pretty sure you need to pay me an extra 4 hours. I know I had an extra 4 hours or an extra 5 hours of time at the end of the week. And it's not that we don't want to pay them for what they've done or, they're not trying to maliciously ask for more. There's just a lot of miscommunication in, the chicken scratch and the stuff. Some of the benefits that I found, we just recently talked to one of our clients and they was spending 7 hours trying to get the payroll collected. By the time they would get there, and mind you, he had 3 employees is all, and he was spending 7 hours by the time he would get their time cards in, make sure he understood it, pass it off to his secretary. His secretary would ask for sure what the hours were and get the paychecks cut. He was spending 7 hours. Since he started using CTS, he spends 25 minutes. There's no more wondering where his guys were, wondering what they did. So time savings alone, one of the biggest thing in the trades is we take on so much and don't have a lot of time to do the office side. So if that puts you an extra 6.5 hours a week back into your pocket, that's a pretty big savings. The other nice thing is the paper. We do a little bit more when we go into task management. We can actually upload pictures of documents and pictures of a job. So anybody that has employees, or even if you're just a single guy operation and looking to streamline your business, get a hold of us. I think we could really help you out and make things run a little bit smoother.